2. I'm gonna get it. Turn around. 3. Mommy!
We get to see our children 3 hours a month. You know, on the second Saturday in every month, we get to see our kids. And like if it's something like Mother's Day, Easter, they try to make it a good visit. You know, like for Easter, we had a nice dinner with ham, mashed potatoes, and green beans. Well, for Mother's Day visit, we might have roast beef or something. Christmas is really a big time because we get to pick out a gift and give it to them on Christmas.
Where my kids come from is Birmingham. They pick them up at the Alabama Power. And they drive them down here, and our visit normally starts at 10 o'clock. So the kids be here like 10:15, and they start coming in the gate no later than 10:20. But it's a happy time because as soon as they come through the gate, they already be looking through the door to see, do they see their mother. And when they see me, my kids run to me, and they jump up in my arms because they be looking forward to this day.
The children are very typical, and you know, there's all types of kids that come here from very tiny after just being born, and we go all the way up to the age of 19. The kids like coming here and getting together in groups of children that have the same situation that they do. It's very, there's a big stigma attached to coming to prison, and of course the children also have that problem. In the schools, they get teased and harassed, and so it's nice for them to meet other children in their situation.
You know, sometimes people may say ugly and nasty things to your kids about their mom being incarcerated. You know, I'm sure they're going through something because I'm incarcerated, and their friends know that I'm incarcerated, but how I deal with that is I just try to talk to them and just let them know not to make the mistakes that I made, and that mama did make a mistake, but I'm going to do everything I can not to do that again and to try to stay out of trouble and stay into their lives.
Yeah. Take that off your head. You can't come in with that rag on your head.
Stop, you finna go in.
You already did. It's okay. What's it? Where? Anthony, Patricia, Khadisha, and Lee, all 4 of y'all.
You got credit card, we can go.
Yeah, y'all can go.
Sorry about that.
Just stand there. How you doing? Doing all right? All right. What's up, little man? How you doing? You remember me? Huh?
I'm gonna let Miss Taylor get you. Miss Taylor, he hit me.
What you been doing? You been being good? All right, now come on. Be good now. Come on.
Look how you
All
walk.
right, little man. That's it.
Go, big boy, right here. He went back.
Y'all other ones hold up. Triana Carter.
Thank you. Where Brittany? Mama, we might have to do some Mother's Day cards.
Your help.
You brought us some Mother's Day cards?
Hey, boo.
I lost mine.
Come here, Britt.
Dre.
Dre.
I love you.
Hey, Jay. Hey, Jay. Give me sugar. Let me see. Let me see.
Are you kidding? Like you stole?
When you got him?
About 2-3 weeks ago.
Who paid for him for you?
Me?
How much they cost? Don't y'all like that?
He said it was $400, but Cortez paid something $375 here. But Cortez really got the man to bring down from me to about $140. He's like,
You gonna get 2 more when I get out. You just gonna keep them 2. Come on, boo.
I had my first child while I was in jail. While I caught my case, I was pregnant my first child, and it really, the experience as being a mother and doing with the crime, I can't put them both together because I never had a chance to be a mother.
My mother, Kathy Carter, the faithful grandmother. How you all doing?
You wrote down in the paper.
Yes, I did. Okay. And thank you. Thank you.
It's my oldest son, Macarius, quiet. And that's the ball of energy. Andrew,
Yeah.
the ball of energy.
He keeps me on the go all the time. He calls me grandmother. He recognized Triana's mother. That's the way I raised him, and he's been doing it ever since he can remember. I always call me grandma. I don't take that away from her because she is the mother, and I am the grandmother, and I would not take that away from her. Big boys. I've been had them ever since the day they were born.
I really didn't have experience as being a mother. And with my second son, I got out on bond, got pregnant, and I had my second son since I've been incarcerated in Tutwiler.
It would be a wonderful thing if the legislature would recognize that it's a very needed thing. It's something that does, in the long run, reduce crime, and so it would be a good investment for them. I do feel like this is a program that they should promote, and it shouldn't have to come from private sources. I would say that the women are kind of an afterthought.
And they talk about a typical female prisoner. She is African American, has little education, was unemployed prior to prison, is not in prison for violent crime, has been involved in the criminal justice system before, has grown up with substance abusing family members, is a victim of child abuse, especially sexual abuse, and or adult abuse. Abused drugs prior to incarceration, and has children under 18 years of age.
My mother was on drugs, so she's back in Birmingham with my sister. She's on the program, and she's doing good. She's been off drugs 2 months. Actually, my mother was down here in '72, and I rebelled. I ran away from home when I was 10, and her stepfather molested me when I was 8. So it went on for 2 years until I turned 10, and I couldn't take it no more, and I ran away. So I went through juvenile and girls' school and stuff. And throughout my life, I blamed my mother and that man. And I think up until the age I was 27, I had to start taking responsibility of my life. And I used drugs for 8 years, you know, and I just blamed that on them. And then at one point I was like, okay, that's over with. Now I have to take responsibility because I've had some children. I had to be responsible for them. So I've been off drugs now. It'll be 9 years in August. I want them to learn that you have to be considerate of people in life. You cannot take what's not yours and that you have to work for what you want in life. Like right now, my son, I think he's trying to be jumped in a gang. And I talked to my sister Patrice Saturday night, and I had him on the phone, and I told him, you know, I went through my life. My mother wasn't there. This is like a chain that I'm finna break because my mother was in prison. My mother did 5 years in Tutwiler, and me and my sister had to do without my mother being here. So I'm gonna break this chain. Before I see you in a gang or anywhere else, you know, man, my grandma's favorite words, I brought you here and I take you away. You know, although I'm in prison, I'm still your mother. See, the type of relationship that me and my children had, me and my mother didn't have a chance to get. They didn't have AIM then, and this AIM has made such an impact on a lot of our lives for us to be able to interact with our kids.
We get a chance to find out about what's going on. I get a chance to know what they're doing in school, what they're doing at home, or how everything's going at home, how they dealing with me not being with them.
A lot of mothers don't have transportation for their families to come and see them and stuff, and this is really a good way for us to be with our kids, and we get to see them every month, so that means a lot.
We don't have to worry about how they're going to get here or are they coming or not, because we know we can look forward to their day. We know they're coming.
Basically, on the AIM visit, I get to know everything. You know, they tell me everything that's going on at home. And like this visit, something happened with my niece and my daughter at home, so I really need to talk to my daughter. And it was involving, you know, sex or whatever. And my daughter didn't have sex, my niece did, but they 13 together. So I need her to tell me, and I got to talk to her about the birth control issues and stuff. Because as much as we don't want to go through that with them, it's a reality and it has to happen. And while I was out on escape, my daughter had her cycle came on and stuff. So she talks to me about everything, but this visit right here, I really got to sit down and talk to her and ask her what has happened with her.
But a lot of time, kids will associate some bad things with their behavior too. Maybe they did something, or they want to touch their parents. I mean, that's just natural for kids want to touch their parents. But if they don't get to visit, they cannot. Even if they get to visit, they might not get to touch their parents. I think that would be the hard part, because it seems like no matter they see the parents or not, they are, I mean, it's not the same.
So my biggest regret is thinking about myself more than thinking about my kids, because if I just took 1 minute to think about what I was going to do to them, I wouldn't be here, and my biggest regret is leaving them.